Welcome back. My name is Alex. You may know me as Mars from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Substack, wherever you have found me on whatever platform. Welcome back. And I'm sitting down in the chair for our very first reaction of 2026. It's crazy. It feels like it's been a very long time since I sat down and did one of these because it kind of has been. Music kind of goes into a quiet period between November and middle of November through like now, kind of between the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all of it. There isn't really so much new music that comes out around that time, so it's been quiet to say the least. But we are sitting down today for our first new album of the year. That is Madison Beer's Locket. Now, Madison announced this album, I want to say like October, maybe? It's been a while since we've known about the existence of this album, and the lead singles, Yes Baby, where it came out, Bittersweet, have been doing some numbers. I'm excited for this. I'm very excited for this. I've been a fan of Madison's music since the very beginning, since Melodies came out in 2014, I think it was. I remember when Bieber found her in 2012. I've very closely followed her entire career between As She Pleases, the EP, and all of the one-off singles that have come along the way. Life Support, her debut album, I liked a lot. I liked how it combined a lot of the Tame Impala, Radiohead, Rihanna, Lana isms all in one. And then on her most recent album, Silence Between Songs, that came out in September of 23, I think it was, she really went more towards a more organic sound, a little bit more lush and picturesque, and more about the emotions and the songwriting coming forward. My favorites on that album that I still return to on a semi-regular basis are Envy the Leaves and Sweet Relief and Dangerous. I always mix up Dangerous and Reckless in my head because they're all very similar to me. But I was listening to Silence Between Songs before I sat down to shoot this, and I'm just reminded of how incredible her voice is. I love her style. I love how she wears her influences so clearly on her sleeve. And I'm very excited to hear this new album because it feels like new open territory, because Madison saw success with that tap into the EDM world between Make You Mine. 15 Minutes didn't do as well as Make You Mine, but Make You Mine was nominated for a Grammy for Best Dance Pop Recording, which is incredible. And Yes Baby, I've been enjoying. Bittersweet sounds very much like in the Ariana Grande lane that Madison has walked throughout her entire career. So I'm very excited to sit down, hear Locket in its entirety. It's 11 songs long, so it should be pretty quick of a listen. And before I do so, if you are not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you are not already subscribed on Substack, it would mean the world to me if you did so. It's how you can support me as a full-time content creator. This video will be live cut up on YouTube, so if you're watching on YouTube, this will be a condensed version because YouTube has very strict copyright rules, whereas Substack doesn't. So the full-length, completely unedited version of this entire reaction in its entirety will live only on Substack for paid subscribers. And for $5 a month, you get access to all of my full-length reactions, unfiltered, unedited, uncut. You also get access to 2 weekly newsletters that come out every Tuesday and Friday. The Tuesday one is exclusive to paid subscribers. It's all about the music business side of the industry, who's announced a new album, who's announcing new music, new tour, any kind of industry news, chart news, all the look at to what new albums are coming out that week and in the future. That is all covered in Tuesday's Pop Pulse newsletter. And then Fridays, you get the New Music Friday rundown, my picks for the best of each week's New Music Friday releases. So those are the 2 newsletters. You also get access to my full-length written album reviews. So following my reaction to Locket, I will put up a full-length written version of the review as well. That will be on Substack too, probably in the next day or so. So it should all be coming pretty soon, but enough housekeeping. I'm ready to dive into this album. So without any further ado, let's enter the world of Locket. I love a good opening intro that like welcomes you into the world of the album, you know what I mean? Feels a little haunted. Nice stack. The harmonies are gorgeous. Kind of feels like the intro to Eternal Sunshine a little. Wow, cinematic. Wow, I'm getting chills already. Holy shit. Wow, what an opener. I'm impressed. Holy shit, that was so cool. Wow, for an opening song, that immediately welcomes you into this world, but what's really jarring is we're about to go into Yes Baby, which feels like nothing related to what I just heard. So I'm interested in the track listing that we're going to get throughout the rest of the project. But yeah, that instantly reminded me of Intro Into the World. The harmonies, the vocal stacks are so well produced. I love the strings. Do you guys know me? Anything with a string arrangement, orchestral, not improvement, any kind of like orchestral touch will immediately win me over. So yeah, that hit. That hit. Ready? Take me to the dance floor.
Speaking to me soft like silky sheets, figures in the dark too hard.
She does the whole dark, sultry EDM thing. One of the best out there, I would say. Oh! I love the production on this one. So simple. It's just like a feel-good, dark, grimy EDM song. I love that style. Yes, baby. Oh, it's so like haunting, and I love this. Feels very like Dawn FM Weekendy, which is my favorite album by The Weeknd on most days. Oh, I want to feel like I'm in like Karma on Jersey Shore, you know? Fist bump. Fucking wire. This post-chorus where it gets even grimier. Yeah, so she describes this song as being the closing bracket in an unintentional trilogy between Make You Mine, 15 Minutes, and this. My order of them ranked is Make You Mine, Yes Baby, 15 Minutes. I'm more interested how this song is going to fit like in the track list, because going from the Locket theme into this doesn't really work for me personally. They just don't mesh, and I'm curious how the rest of this sonic world she's creating is going to lean one way or another. So let's go into Angel Wings. This is the next new song. Ooh! Some kind of like R&B influence with this one. Very Ariana. Cool vocal production. Little call and response, yeah. This plays into the imagery of the album really well. Very angelic. A nice little run at the end of that. Pronunciation is improved on this one. Ooh. It's silky. Kind of giving Positions era, Ari. I like this one. I like this. Oh. Cut out? Lullaby-esque? Where is this going? What? Wow. Wait, is this the one that she said would be similar to like an Envy the Leaves because it has this outro fake out? Ugh. Like, I'm not instantly, holy shit, this is an incredible song, but I really like the direction that she went with it, bridging some of that R&B influence into that 80s style outro with that, the keys. And that outro, the production show off, was really intriguing. I don't necessarily know if it fits within this song, or if it could have been better used, that trick, on another song, but we'll find out. Cute. All right. Next up is For the Night. Stripped back.
Headache, laying on the floor in a bad way.
It feels Billie. To be on Don't Smile at Me.
Baby, if you left me, I feel better. At least
So far, Yes Baby doesn't fit at all.
You can take advantage of my weakness.
Even these harmonies, this little calm response in the back, the little ad-libs feel very Billie. They sound like Billie, arguably.
Some days I don't wanna be like this forever. Maybe you could
All that's missing to make this Don't Smile at Me is the ukulele. You know what I mean?
if you love me, I feel better.
Oh, Make You Mine is on this album?
You can take advantage of my
Oh, interesting. So it's only 8 new songs.
weakness for the night,
Okay.
for the night. I don't wanna be
Hazy.
like this forever.
This feels a little fillery to me.
You could put
It's
me
pretty.
back
I don't know if I would return to it, though, to be honest.
Baby, if you love
It's a vibe setter, for sure. I wish that original guitar carried through more a little bit.
for the night,
But vocally, she sounds great.
for the night.
Great tone on that one. I mean, to be honest, at this point, we know that she has a great voice. We know that she can write music. We know that she can really master these harmonies, and it's something that Ariana obviously does so well. That one felt very Billie. But I think the part that's always been difficult, part of why Madison Beer hasn't blown up to the level that a lot of her peers have, is because it's hard to distinguish what her brand is. It's hard to distinguish who she is as an artist. Because on one hand, she's so true to her influences, and whether that's coming from like 50s, 60s nostalgia influences or more of the sweaty, grimy, kind of like Tame Impala, Rihanna, Radiohead sound from Life Support to a more Lana-esque approach on Silence Between Songs, that who is Madison Beer is a hard thing to figure out at times because Yes Baby, Make You Mine, 15 Minutes are fully in this EDM world. And then you have Bittersweet, which is just like a glossy, pure pop anthem. But then you have these more singer-songwriter style moments that are very Billie Lana right now. So I think that's the part that I'm trying to figure out through listening to this is what identity is she going for with Locket? Because I felt like on Silence Between Songs, it was very clear what she was trying to do. It was way more open and expansive and cinematic and stripped back and more acoustic driven. And this feels like a meshing of worlds, which I'm interested in, but it's still hard to tell what kind of artist she is. Like when you say Billie Eilish, you know what a Billie Eilish song is going to sound like, and you know her style, and there's one consistent through line, and I'm just trying to figure out what that is for Madison right now. Again, these strings, beautiful. I kind of wish this came after the opener.
Taking what is holding me back.
Ooh, dreamy.
About that, but I don't wanna be alone.
Ooh.
No, I don't wanna be alone. But it seems easy, but I like that he needs me. My friends will say my standards are too low.
Whoa. Oh my, I just got chills sent up my back. That vocal? Ow, you can get lost in this. Oh, wow, that was high. Damn.
That I seem so sad. And what am I supposed to say to that when I don't wanna tell a lie?
And the production literally feels like you're looking through a pane of glass. Like it feels transparent too, which is a really cool way of mirroring the two. And the flow on that one, the cadence there. Very. Oh my god, vocally. Very impressed. These high notes are stunning. Take me to the bridge. Wow. You're being enveloped in these harmonies, and oh my god, you're building the suspense here. We're going up. Is this like the highest note she's sang on a recording yet? Close, up there. Wow. Vocally, that was incredible. That was very impressive. That's the strongest song that I've heard so far. Bad Enough, definitely. For the Night, a little bit sluggish for me. Angel Wings was cool. I liked the Positions era touch to it. But honestly, it's Bad Enough in the Locket theme I really enjoyed. I still don't see how Yes Baby connects in this world other than the fact that Make You Mine is also on this album. But Bad Enough is a sweet spot for sure. That feels like it fits within Bittersweet. That was incredibly impressive vocally, and I really liked that the songwriting was acknowledging her own fault in the situation, how she may be stupid and playing dumb, but like she's aware of what her friends are saying, and they're telling her that, you know, this isn't right for her. She's really reflecting on this problematic relationship in a lens that feels slightly transformative, and I'm enjoying that perspective.
It's not a lack of options, I just get bored, and I don't see a problem pretending I'm yours. Sometimes I forget why I am.
Whoa, this reminded me of I Wish I Hated You on Eternal Sunshine. The starry kind of production, the glimmer. She could have had another song called I Wonder. It's ironic being called Healthy Happy, clearly. Again, it feels very indebted to Ariana Grande. And that's not a bad thing that she's a huge fan of Ariana, and a lot of her music has reflected Ariana's taste as well. I'm putting myself not in the position of someone who has watched Madison's career since the beginning, but I'm trying to put myself in the position of someone who is not as tuned into pop music, who doesn't care as much as you and I do. They're hearing a song like this potentially and thinking, oh, is that Ariana Grande singing it? And again, it goes back to my point of who is Madison Beer as her own individual artist. That is the thing that is still the work in progress, it seems, from listening to most of this album so far. But let's go into You're Still Everything.
They say you get used to it, but it never goes away. Explain like colors and pain.
I'm impressed by the songwriting on this album.
Look what I became. I only exist in the moments you're talking to me.
Wow.
Wish I was something to you, baby. You're everything to me.
Oof. Again, I love how mid-tempo and dreamy this production is. This feels like the world of Locket to me.
I'm sleeping here alone.
I think I would rather have this second verse bring in a little bit more of a percussive momentum, more staccato delivery.
Oh, everything changed.
Wire color is hard to
What
explain.
you have made. I tried to save us, but there's only so much.
This production is full on my headphones, like completely expensive. Really pretty. I like the continued acknowledgement of how she's knows that she shouldn't necessarily be in this relationship, that she knows that she deserves better, that she should be treated better, but she still has these deep feelings for somebody and is just taking it. And it feels painful to listen to, transparently. It's very emotional, and I think that it's just it can be extremely relatable. The outro really took me back into the moment because I was getting a little lost for a bit. Reminds me of If Nothing Matters But You that's from Silence Between Songs. Yeah. All right, we're going into Bittersweet now. We know Bittersweet. We love Bittersweet. Again, feels very Eternal Sunshine, but like it makes sense now hearing this within the rest of the album. It feels like it fits within this Locket world. And vocally, she sounds so good on this one.
Now I gotta wonder what I've changed. Wanted to be with you, wanted to make it through, but I swear
This melody is so pretty.
I don't lie like you do.
Yeah. People in the comments are talking about if we can't be friends and Twilight Zone had a child, and that's 100% what this song is.
Right now I'm bittersweet.
But thematically, and within this story that she's been talking about, she's talking about how she stayed in a problematic and toxic relationship and how she's now moving on from it. So we're following the story here, which I like.
Can't look me in the eye.
Nice run. This melody, I like drop down, kind of like a Nike swoosh is what I see in my head. I don't lie like you do. These little punchy ahs. She really knows how to make a song feel full, and I love that she's using her voice as an instrument. I love the harmonies and these ad-libs that she's throwing in here. It makes everything feel so full. Also, to bring the chorus back for one final time, but to change the production to make it punch a little bit more when that final hit comes in. Feels very like late 90s, something Max Martin used to do a lot of. There. One of, if not her strongest, like, just pop song single. I think what's missing for me slightly is my favorite songs on Silence Between songs were Sweet Relief, Envy the Leaves. You're getting the Envy the Leaves feeling here, especially towards that opener. I think it was Angel Wings, which I get why she said that it feels similar to it. And even the more mid-tempo moments feel indebted to that side of the discography. Sweet Relief was a banger. Like, there isn't a banger that isn't the EDM ones. And Bittersweet I wouldn't call a banger because it does lay so mid-tempo, but that's the project. I'm talking myself, like, through this. It's a therapy for myself, like, in my head. Yeah, it makes sense to me. It speaks to the direction that the project went in, you know? But let's get into complexity. We only have, after this, we have Make You Mine, which we know, and then Nothing at All to closer. It's like I want to call this project sonically cohesive. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, I'm pausing. That melody was identical to all of my friends are settling down, and they're only kids, but they're married now. Follow the crowd, and maybe we gotta get out. This town, Kygo? Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I'm starting over because that really just, like, sent me. Whoa. Whoa! Not expecting this. This is the bridge between the EDM stuff and the rest of the album. This is the song. Oh! Sick! This is strong. This is strong. I mean, this makes sense coming after Bittersweet. I love the trajectory of this story. This is a top tier one for me. How can I expect you to want me? Feels futuristic. When you want nothing for yourself. Sorry, I was thinking in my head as I was listening to that outro that I've said it, I don't even know how many times at this point, that so much of this album is reminding me of Eternal Sunshine and Ariana. And I wish that I could Eternal Sunshine my mind to not know about that album so I could appreciate this one more, because I really enjoy this production and I think that this sound really works for her on a lot of this album. It just feels so indebted to it, which I wish that you could separate the two more, but I just can't. And even with the two of them together in my head, there are still strengths that I'm pulling from this, but it's fogging the vision of who Madison Beer is as an artist. That the inroads I felt she may have made with Silence Between songs aren't going away on this project, but it still feels a little bit foggy to me. And that's just what I'm missing. But I really liked this song. I love the production change up. This, to me, feels like a nice lead-in that we're about to head into Make You Mine. So let's just do it. Wanna feel, wanna taste, wanna get you going. This song makes me want to be partying. Like, this gets you in the mood. You want to be up. You want to be dancing. I want to feel. They really nailed the production on this song. And it's stronger than Yes Baby. It is. I feel like Madison would do very well on, like, a Tate McRae sports car kind of vibe. Tapping into the mid-2000s. Music video for this is 117 million views. Wow. I wanna feel the rush. Feels like you're diving into the water. That's what I'm doing. This came out February 9th, 2024. This song is almost 2 years old. This should not be on this album. Yeah, I don't think this song needs to be on the album, but, like, it works because Yes Baby's there. But I feel like Yes Baby was made because Make You Mine existed, you know? Unless they completely changed lanes for the album, but I don't think that's what happened. I mean, it's a smash. It's a hit. This song always clears. But we're going on to the last song on the album. It is called Nothing at All. Let's wrap this up and see where we end. Oh, nice bookend with Locket theme, the intro. Production-wise. Wow. Oof. Wow. That's sad. We're ending on a downer, baby. Very transparent.
Just don't wanna spend my energy.
Beautiful.
Crazy as it is, though I admit I'm afraid of getting better.
Like that we're picking up the tempo a bit, but I'm curious where it's gonna land, if at all. We're going somewhere. We gotta. Damn. Take me? I feel like the Angel Wings ending would work here. Ooh, where are we going on the outro? Wow. So cinematic, these strings. I'm just like thinking how I want to position this. So, where do we land with Locket? I feel entertained by this album. I think that what we established with Silence Between Songs was a very clear pivot towards a singer-songwriter push to try to prove that she can write very emotionally intense lyrics to convey the sentiments that her voice is bringing. And it worked for me, but it didn't necessarily feel as true to Madison's sonic palette and her influences. And not that Locket is a course correction back towards life support by any means, but it feels like a healthy middle ground of what she's looking to accomplish in her career musically at this point. I think that having Make You Mine and Yes Baby on this album doesn't necessarily fit with the rest of the songs. There was one song that I mentioned felt like a bridge between the two, maybe Complexity a little bit. But those two songs feel like a separate entity, even though the confidence that she's exuding in Yes Baby and Make You Mine is within this Locket world. The rest of the album is very down, and it's dark, and it's depressing, and it's sad, and it's about this heartbreak and how she knows that she's with somebody that isn't good for her, but she stands by them and wants to continue to be loved, and then eventually makes the push to move on, and that comes through on Bittersweet, which I think is the album highlight here for the most part. Complexity was a huge highlight for me. I really like that outro, Nothing at All. Bad Enough is that's an amazing song. I loved Bad Enough. I think that this album has legs to stand on. I think that the writing is an improvement. I think that vocally she sounds the best she may have ever sounded. These runs that she's going for, the high notes on Bad Enough, are chill-inducing, and I feel like she's really coming into herself with this. I think I'm landing score-wise for this around a 7 out of 10 because all the strengths I already described, the cons I already described, but the big thing that I'm coming through with this project is, who is Madison Beer? What is her musical identity? That is still a question that I don't feel like I have a full answer for, but I loved the storytelling on this project. I loved the narrative arc that it went on. There are little things I would change in the track listing, like putting Make You Mine maybe a little bit differently, or moving Yes Baby around. Those two feel like the outliers here. But the rest of the project is beautifully written. I'm very impressed with the production. Her vocals sound great. The harmonies are stellar. The ad-libs, all of it feels very, very well done and produced. So I'm happy with this. I think that there will be a deluxe edition just because that's a thing this day and age, and the Locket world could use a few more songs, because really, there's 8 songs on this album, and then you take out the Locket intro and you take out the one that's under 2 minutes, and you're left with, what is that, 6 new songs? So it's not so much new music, but I like the fact that she went for a cohesive statement that isn't drawn out, quantity over quality, really focusing on the quality of the project, and you feel that come through. You do. But these are just my very first raw impressions. I'm very curious to know what you guys think, so make sure you drop a comment. Please let me know. I will reply to your comments as I see them. And again, if you were not already subscribed to the YouTube channel or Substack, please make sure you do so. It means the world to me. And yeah, that's Locket reaction. But I'll see you all next time for another reaction, and hope you guys have a good one. Bye.